You have now entered the lab of Escobar, Fort Sama, episode 128. This episode has a time restriction on it because in about 42 minutes, 46 minutes, we are about to embark on a new journey in South Florida, NHL hockey, South Florida Panthers, Game 7 versus Edmonton Oilers. Couldn't finish it off in 4 or 5 or 6. We got to go 7. It's not going to be easy, as they say. Your first title, first championship is not going to be easy. So it'll be an interesting episode today. I'm angst. I'm wearing literally 3 things on top of each other. One jersey stacked on another jersey, stacked on another shirt. I'm wearing everything that.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. I've worn everything that I've worn throughout the entire playoffs all in one right now. Just because I don't know what's working. I don't know what is working or not working. So I figured just wear it all. Fort Sama. Obviously, you're a South Florida boy, so you got more ties than I do. You're in Savannah now, but talk to me about what your experience has been so far watching from afar about these these Florida Panthers.
Man, first of all, glad to be back. Glad to be recording. I did say it out there. I was like, hey, we do not have to record tonight. If you want to sit back and enjoy the game and do your thing, that's totally fine with me. You said you wanted to record. You were down. Here we are. How do I feel? I'm indifferent, man. Obviously I want the Panthers to win because I, grew up going to Panthers games. Not very often, but every now and then, my dad and my brother.
We went to a Panther game.
I've been to more Panthers games with you in the last, I want to say year.
Yep.
Than I ever had before. Shit, I went to 2 games in 1 week last time I was there for, the holidays.
You did.
Yeah. So, no, it was fun. They went 0-2 in those games. So it's a good thing I'm not there. But
that was a while ago.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's tough, though, because they were up 3-0, and you expect them to finish it off in, maybe not game 4 for the sweep because there hadn't been a sweep since 98, but definitely game 5 back in Amarant. You want them to finish it off at home. They don't.
Yep.
It's just weird, bro, because they were so good defensively, and hold on. Let me start by saying this. I don't know shit about hockey, bro. I don't know what icing is. I don't know none of that shit. But this is what I see on Twitter, and this is what I've heard from people that fuck with it. They just look like a totally different team, and it's not the team that people have seen throughout the playoffs and throughout the season and the series. Bob doesn't look right. It's just, I don't know what happened. I've heard 3-0 is the worst lead in hockey. And they need to finish it off tonight because if this Panther team is going down in history one way or the other. And we need it to be a good way. Because you win, cool, your first championship, you bring a championship back to South Florida. It's the 3rd Game 7 in South Florida history in the championship run. You lose, you're the first team, I saw a tweet on the way home since World War II to lose in 3-0. Not many teams in any sport have blown a 3-0 lead. So that's not something that you want to be remembered as.
Nope.
So I hope they get it done just for the sake of that. We need a parade in Sawgrass Mills Mall. We need a Panthers parade up in there, bitch.
We didn't come this far to come this far. And
right, shout out Kim.
This team, I'm a new fan. I understand maybe I'm a new representative, but what I've done or what I've studied about this team, how many minutes and hours and days and weeks and months I've put into this team is probably most likely more than people who've been fans for years. Just because once I knew they were good and I understand a good team when I see one last year and I knew when they lost, they'd be back again. And I went all in. I studied the team, studied each individual, studied the cap, who they have, free agents, everything across the board. So I might be a new fan in the last 365, but I've put in my time in a short amount of time. So that's why I'm confident as a new fan to be talking the way I talk. Call me a front runner, call me a bandwagon, whatever you want. I don't hear it. I don't listen because I'm here. I've been living down here for 8-9 years. I only have one South Florida team, and that's the Panthers.
Yeah, and it's not like you fucked with hockey before.
Yeah, I'm new to everything.
You know,
I'm learning.
You're new to the
every day.
sport, so it's not like me that I did with the Marlins jumped over to the Yankees. It's not like that. Yeah. You never really even fucked with hockey, so this is your first chance to actually even be a fan of the sport.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to explain yourself when it comes to that.
And it's funny because not only for me selfishly, I'm almost rooting for my, like I always say, for my friends. Like I know a lot of friends that are diehard. So being down here in South Florida, having new friends, having friends that I've made over the last 5-6 years since I've been down here, they've been lifetime friends. I am also, I would say even more so, rooting for them to win than myself, because I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to be all emotional. It's just going to be something that I could have a foundation for. And also for my friends that I care about, that I watched suffer for so many years, 30 plus years, 25 plus years of not winning anything. They most likely would have gotten their team taken away, similar to the Arizona Coyotes. Now they're in Utah. They might not ever see a franchise again. It was talked about 10 years ago that they were going to move the Florida Panthers somewhere else if they weren't like going to start winning and going to start putting butts in the seat. So I share that because I'm a New Jersey Nets fan, and I understand that we had an opportunity to move. I don't share that with the Yankees because we've always been winners. Giants have a legacy, stuff like that. But I'm always one of my favorite teams of all time is the Nets, and they're probably first in that ranking because they haven't won. So I share that, that looking forward to overcoming something that has never been promised and probably shouldn't happen. And last year was one thing. They make it to a second cup this year. So it's a big deal. And there's a lot of Oilers fans at that arena right now, which is fine because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're going to have to watch us. They're going to watch us hoist the cup. What I do want to start off with is episode 128, sponsored by Broward Vintage. We have a couple things that I want to show you personally, and you'll love.
You got some heat.
I'm doing
IHP in the building.
IHP. You'll appreciate this, IHP in Boca. Got the Super Bowl. What's that say?
What is that, Super Bowl 29?
Joe Robbie Stadium, Miami, Florida.
I still call it Joe Robbie.
January 29th, 1995, with the tags on it, even the hologram tag on it too. Right here. Got the tag on it here. Brand new, never been worn. That's going to be posted. Just took pictures of it today. That's going to be posted on later tonight. So that's one item. Sweater. It's a large. It might feel like an extra large. So
yeah, it looks a little bigger.
This is heat. I'm telling you, I tried it on just in case it doesn't sell in the next 7 days. I might cop it. Another thing, Miami Dolphins starter jacket.
Starter, baby. Nice.
Ooh, almost in mint condition. Very fair condition. Starter with the little. That's how you know.
Yeah. With the starter.
That's, size medium. That's going to be posted on later today if Broward Vintage gets to posting it. So those are a couple items that I seen through. I got a lot more to dig through throughout the week, and we're going to be digging through. So Broward Vintage, always a sponsor of this podcast, always a supporter. I'm basically rocking all Broward Vintage here. The jersey here, Broward Vintage. This jersey here, Broward Vintage. So
Broward Vintage.
I'm all in. Baby.
All in, baby.
Hell yeah. Trying to win this. We're trying to host this right here. We're trying to host this right here. I got a bag from the game I went to a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I need this.
Hey,
this is the only Stanley Cup I have right now. Shout out Broward Vintage. Go shop on eBay.
Shout out Broward Vintage. Yeah, eBay at Broward Vintage. It's in all of our social medias. It's in the link in bio. All that good stuff.
Oh, there we go. We got a buyer. We might have a buyer. That might be off the market real quick.
Yeah. I know this is gonna hit you where it hurts, but
here we go.
This ain't nothing new to you though.
In a way.
Blowing 3-0 leads.
Really long time. Ooh, that's what. Wait. Oh, that. I know. Dre's getting a crack out of that one. Me and Dre's
gonna like that
conversation a couple of weeks ago about that. Yeah.
I don't,
Respect.
man. It's so crazy to me how that can happen. The Heat almost did this to me last year in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
But man, and we talked about it last week. We said hockey's a different sport. Hockey is totally different. You let that team get one, they get comfortable.
Yep.
And now look, a week later,
it's been bad. I haven't played like not professional hockey. I'm saying like I've only played recreationally, and that's I always tell people I played roller hockey in New York at a tennis court with 2 milk cartons as our goals, and we used to play 3-on-3. So that's the only hockey I've played, and what a great sport. And it took me 20 years to get back involved with it. So I'm all in on the hockey, and this is gonna make or break the franchise right here. The Florida Panthers are either no one's gonna remember. Well, people are gonna remember that the Oilers
gonna be
made
remembered.
it to Game 7, but at the end of the day, you win Game 7. No one's gonna remember how you got to Game 7. No one's gonna kind of remember that you blew that 3-0. All they're gonna remember is you got it done at home as you should. Looking back at the tape, and I have looked back at the tape. Florida Panthers have done literally the total opposite of what they've done all season. I've watched 95% of the regular season, 100% of the playoff season. So I've been locked in, and they're just not playing their game. They need to come out. It's got to be 2-0, end of the first period, 2-0. That's got to be it. If it's something less than that, disappointment, and now we're playing from behind.
I was watching.
We got to show our shit.
Yeah, we got to come out strong for sure, and that's something they haven't done because I was working every time they were playing, but when I would check the app, they're down 2-0, 1-0, 3-0. I'm just like, fuck, that's not good, especially early in the game. You don't want to start
early, right?
You know,
and that's not their way.
But Game 5, man, they came back and tied it up, and I'm like, okay, cool, momentum's good. We're chilling. And then Oilers go up 1, and Tkachuk had that save when he dove and just stuck his puck out and saved that shit. And that's probably the craziest hockey play I've seen, me personally, because, again, I don't watch that much hockey. So that's going to go as top 3 plays I've seen forever. And you see that kind of play, and you're like, damn, there's 20 seconds left. You don't make a play like that and don't tie the game. You know, but once McDavid hit that shit in, I was like, all right, this is going to go more than we expected to, because you're just like, fuck, a save like that deserves to at least tie the game and go to overtime and then take your chances there. But, man, they're just, I don't know, bro. I really don't know.
So I will say this now that
stay home tonight. If you're not at the game, I'm saying stay home tonight. I'm just saying to everyone in South Florida, because it's either gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Speaking of bets, I was at the game, the watch party on Game 6, and I was like, you know what? All in. I don't ever bet a lot of money over $5. You know this whole podcast knows. I put $26 on the Panthers to win 50. They lost. The only way, because I'm not going to live with that $26 loss right now. I'm doing it live on the pod. Let's say boost is available. What's this?
There's a boost available. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that right now. Perfect. Wait, 10% boost, whatever. Okay, so I'm now putting 30, so a little bit more to get my money back and a little sum, so I'll get some profit. I'm betting that right now to boost my.
What's the odds? What's the odds? Panthers what?
I just did last time I did just
no, but I'm saying what are they? Minus what, or are they underdog?
It's even now. It's completely even. Literally, spread is even. We're favored minus a goal and a half, but they're plus 1.5. Total score 5-5, 5-5. Winner, they're even. Minus 110. So I'm betting.
Okay, yeah.
Wait. What do I have to do? Minimum 30. So I'm going to bet 30. Wait, 10% profit boost up to $20 wager. Yeah, I want to do that. Minimum. Oh, it's got to be see, that's where they get you. It's got to be a minimum of 250, under 250, whatever. Remove. All right. So I'm betting it. I'm going to get my money back. Place the bet. Boom. I'm done. First time I've ever bet the other day as $26. Now I'm betting another 30. I'm going down. I'm like the captain of the ship. I'm going down.
Yeah.
Put $56. I don't know how I'm going to recover, but somehow I will. I'll recover somehow. I'll have to, I'll have to I might have to buy the cheap bread next week instead of buying the good bread.
I'm going to have to buy that Equate brand shit.
Anyway, so we'll get into that as we get closer to 8:20. 8:20 is the official face-off or the puck drop. So we got 33 minutes. 33 minutes to record the best episode of 128 ever. So let's get into it.
Yeah, bro.
I'm fucking stressed.
It's gonna be so crazy if the Panthers lose, man.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I think everybody I've been hanging out with for the whole last 2 weeks is staying home. Like we've had parties.
That's
at our
what I'm
house.
saying. Like, stay home.
The arena. Everybody's staying home. I'm like, there's a couple people I track on on message, or I find my friends. I've tracked them. They're all home. It's like everybody. Let's stay home.
Stay home
and enjoy it individually. So it is what it is. I am going to going to Myrtle Beach this Friday, and I'm kind of pissed off about that because when
we talked about this
the
last
Florida Panthers win today, I guarantee you that parade's going to be on Friday, and I'm going to miss it. But guess what? I will trade the Stanley Cup for missing the parade. It's okay. I'm going to Myrtle Beach on Friday. I'm going to see you Friday night. We have a couple things planned.
Have you been to a championship parade?
I've been to the Yankees in 2009, and I've been to I think I missed both Giants parades for different reasons. I think I was serving as a in court as a juror for one of the parades, so I missed that. So I didn't go to the Giants one, and I think probably the other one I had work or something like that, so I didn't go to that. But I went to a Yankee parade in New York City. Phenomenal.
I was just about to ask. That's got to be next level.
I think I woke up. I swear to God, I think I remember that. I think we all woke up at 4:35 a.m., all met up, and then went to the city. So it took us probably an hour or two to get to the city and to get like front seats in, on the main Ave. They start down in Wall Street. We were there at like 8 a.m. I was hammered by 9 or 10, and it didn't last all day. But I remember waking up at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. just to make that. So, hey, like I said, I wanted to be in the parade. I wanted to be a part of it. But if a win happens and I'm not here, whatever it is. But I'm excited to link up with you in Savannah for a night on Friday, and we'll have some fun.
Should be a good time. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that too. Yeah, I've been to two championship parades, both the Heat ones when they won when they repeated. Yeah,
where they do those parades at?
Down on Biscayne, right in front of the stadium.
So they kept it around their arena. Okay. So I think, like, hypothetically, they would do it. I would hope they would do it on Fort Lauderdale Beach. And then they would do like a parade that, like, all right, we're going to do a parade on the beach. And then we're going to do a parade kind of by their arena. I think that's what they do. I think they should do that. Have Fort Lauderdale people come out, cause a ruckus, and then go to Emerald Bank. That'll be sick. Hopefully they win today and the parade's on Thursday, and I'll be there. But we'll see how that plays out. To get to, now that my bet is locked in. Here we go. A lot of money. A lot of people bet $100. I don't know how they do it every time, but I bet $26, $30. I'm sweating. What do we have here? Let's get into some. Obviously, last week we ended the night right before the Celtics won. They beat. I thought the Panthers were going to follow the same exact lead as the Celtics. Lose.
We talked about that
in Game 4. I thought they were going to come back. Celtics did. Dominated Game 5. Took care of business. Celebration. What's your as a Heat fan? What's your kind of experience seeing them win? Jaylen Brown winning Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and then Finals MVP. What's your take on the series, Boston as a whole, and where they go forward.
I mean, I wasn't really surprised that they won. They had a pretty easy, let me not say easy, less than
Yeah, don't
difficult,
say easy. Yeah.
less than difficult path to get to the finals with, half the Eastern Conference players being out. And then you play the Mavs, who went through the West, which is not as difficult as the East would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot more competition in the West. I think if the Mavs would have played the Nuggets instead of my boy Miles, he said, "Talking about Celtics on top, baby." This man, Celtics fan. No, I feel like if the Mavs would have played the Nuggets Western Conference Finals, I feel like the Nuggets would have beat the Mavs. With just match up differently. But no, you run into a Celtics team which is very, very good defensively. They have the players. They have Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They all have that length. No pause, and they're able to defend and switch very easily, like they were able to with Luka and Kyrie.
Yep.
And I feel like they game planned very well for that. They knew what they were going to do, because if you're able to contain those two players, you're chilling, especially on that Mavs team. The Celtics were 5 deep. Every time Derek White took a shot, that shit was going in, bro. Like, I don't understand that.
Paid too.
He is about. I don't understand. Like, every time he got the ball, it was 3 and like swish too. Not even like rattling in and out, like straight bucket. So he did his thing. He was X factor. He improved a lot from like last year to this year, and that was
underrated trade when that happened with the Spurs too, because he was a player, underrated player with the Spurs. Career average, I'm looking at it now, 12 points a game over the span of with Boston. Anywhere from 12 to 5, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, but on defense,
he turned it up.
6'4", he could play. You have another guy. So you have Tatum, Brown, and then that is your third defender as a guard.
And then you have Drew Holiday too.
Problem. And you
have Drew Holiday, which
those are your 4 defenders. Oh my God!
And then you got Kristaps back there. That's a great rim protector.
Horford playing as a
great rim
25-year-old all of a sudden when the game matters. So
they're all athletic wing players. They were able to switch, and when they switched, they didn't really have to worry about it because they all matched up well with the Mavs, and their defense translates to offense very well. They get out on the fast break really fast, and
they can play a lot. They can play slow defensive. They can play fast. They can play everything, and that's why I think they showed the breakdown of contracts. For the next couple of years, they're going to have the same team for the next couple of years. So at least next year, they're going to be the same team running it back. And that's huge.
They're going to be good. But if the East stays healthy with, Giannis, Chris Middleton, Dame Lillard figures it out, whatever Miami ends up doing, I don't know what they're going to do, but the East was pretty banged up throughout the playoffs. Halliburton missed a few games when they were in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, we all thought even if all those teams were healthy.
Oh yeah, Boston was still.
Come on, let's not devalue like on ESPN their championship. And I hate when teams do that. And we spoke about that. Like the first thing people do is devalue how they got there. And it's like all those teams could be healthy in the East. They were going to get there no matter what. And whoever was on the opposite side of the West, we all had the Boston Celtics favored anyway. So they just won. Things happened. They were healthy. Move on. They're the champions.
Yeah, they're gonna be a good team for a while if they keep that core together. So,
for sure.
Respect to them. It's cool that they won, but at the same time, fuck Boston. Always fuck Boston.
Yeah, of course.
But they said since Jerry West died, they said Jerry West would rather die than see Boston win again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus, that's tough. But so Boston had their parade. They went down to Miami the day after. They partied in Miami. Tatum had some harsh words for the, Scalabrini, former.
Can my guy be original? Can he be original, please?
Former net. Every time it goes a trip is to Miami, he said it's always easy. So he's gonna have to live with those words. But the Miami Heat, in my opinion, need to change things up. They need to revamp their team. So you guys are in a different position.
Trade Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you're gonna have to figure that out.
I'm on board. Sure. I'm on board with that.
His trade value is bigger now than it will ever be.
It's ever gonna be.
Yeah, or it's ever gonna be. Yeah. So if you don't trade him now, you're stuck with him for the next 2 years, which is fine because he's a leader. Sometimes you have to overpay guys that aren't putting that production that you thought. But if he can remain healthy, hey, I'd have I would love a Jimmy Butler on the Brooklyn Nets any day of the week.
He's out here playing poker with Ryan Garcia, Dan Bilzerian.
Another thing, you see that? That was wild. That was Ryan
LAMAR.
Garcia is a show, man.
Dude, yeah, let's kind of talk about that. Actually, that was a good segue that I didn't even think about doing, but Ryan Garcia has to figure it out for many reasons. But he's just he's a kid. He's He's getting money. He's at the top of his game. We found out that he's gonna take a year suspension now, and that W against Devin Haney is off the records now. Yeah, it's a year ban. And I think he has to pay like 1.1 million in fines.
Yeah, that sucks.
And it's a no contest now, I believe. Yo, Dre Day, where you at, Andre? Like, come on, this is your time to hop in the chat and But yeah, he's not. It's a no contest now, I think. So Haney doesn't have that L on his record anymore, which I think is bullshit. But no, outside of boxing, Ryan Garcia has to get his affairs in order.
Yeah. Yeah, get your affairs in order, figure it out. I mean, I'm sure. I still don't know if he's playing that game of I'm gonna act fucked up and post it on social media and act retarded, and that's gonna play and people pay attention to that. People want to view him, and it's a great play because he's. I will say he's very good at doing exactly what he's doing, is playing that card of I'm acting like I'm drunk. I'm acting like I'm on drugs, and he hasn't tested positive or obviously other than what he did, but he's not so far, nothing with the law. So it's interesting to see his growth because I've been watching him since he was, in his younger 20s coming up. And, it's interesting to see somebody like him, whether he's playing the social media game, which is smart because now people view your content more, want to view your. I don't know, or he's really just fucked up. I can't tell.
I think he's that's the funny part, bro. He needs to be an actor or something because
I can't tell.
No, I think he's just being himself, dude. I think that's the thing.
Do you have a video? Pull up a video of him while I move on. I have the next topic.
When he asked Jimmy, he told Jimmy, he's like, "Yo, I loved you on Chicago on the Bulls." He's like, "Where you at now?"
Yeah, and I love his answer to the reply to that, but also him going over the poker. I've never played poker or anything serious. I can't imagine somebody sitting to the left or right of you being super lit and super extra. And throwing you off your game,
and it's Jimmy
he's
Butler
over there like this. He's over there sitting and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And of all people, that person is Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler, who's cool, calm, and collected. Here we go. Play it.
Clean my hands. Appreciate you, though. Appreciate that, bro. A long time ago.
My favorite moment was the Bulls.
Those are some good years.
Yeah, you were cold with it.
Good years. Really good.
Who do you play for now?
Miami.
I knew it. I don't even know why I asked.
I don't know why they did that.
So dumb.
And it's funny because we think that other athletes should know what other athletes we're super fanatics. We have regular jobs, we have regular life, and we pay attention to everything. A lot of these people don't pay attention to where he might know who Jimmy Butler is and what he's done, but he's not he's not paying attention to who he's playing with. You know, he's focused on his game. So you might be like, how do you not know who Jimmy Butler plays for? But it's like he's focused on his own craft. You know what I mean? Oh, this is good. Right here.
Is he gonna chug that whole thing? All right. Only half of it.
Nothing. But
Look at this.
Oh, Diamond would be insane.
Look at this is my favorite part.
I'm different.
Slow rolling him.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro.
I'm gonna start
As long as you
Garcia's-
don't fall off.
That's fast.
That's rad.
Feeling with this table.
It feels great. I love Jesus, and
Oh,
I'm
Lord
feeling great.
Jesus.
Are those pants just falling off?
He got his fucking pants unzipped.
You have a lot of girls, and I do too.
Dude, shout out Ryan Garcia. He's amazing. Hopefully, like I said, he doesn't fall off.
He
to the
slept
point.
with B. Diddy. He had massive sex
Slept with
life.
P.
And I
Diddy.
beat his ass, and he sues me. Cheers.
Hopefully, he doesn't fall off to the point where he becomes a mockery of the sport. But man, he's entertaining, and everybody's gonna watch every fight he does moving forward. Shout out Ryan
100%.
Garcia. Living his life, getting a lot of hot chicks pregnant. I mean, I mean, can we all are we throwing a lot of rocks and stones at him? Like, would we all be in that similar position if we were him? On top
Oh,
of
I
just
think
being
so.
a young age.
I think
Right?
so. We see the thing is, we don't know what that feels like. We can say, yeah, you know, we would act a certain
you
way,
should
but
conduct yourself more professional. It's like, bro, do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand being gifted so well at an early age where money's being
he's
thrown at
25.
you, girls are being
He's
thrown at you? Like,
25.
yeah, you're gonna make mistakes over and over and over again. Who do we glorify? What's the one boxer we glorify all the time? Mike Tyson.
Mike
They
Tyson.
have documentaries on Mike Tyson of doing crazy shit over and over again, and we loved everything about him when we look back at it. That's that fighter mentality, and you know McGregor's done it, and yeah, let's just hope he has a lot more, 10 more years, because we need to see boxing at an elite level. Similar to that, Justin Timberlake got a DUI. You see what they found in the system, or
But what didn't they
It's
find
hard.
is the
Justin
It's a better
Timberlake has
answer.
been on just another Justin Timberlake, another American hero to pop sensation, has been
Super Bowl legend.
wild. Oh, Super Bowl legend.
Super Bowl legend.
So I think the drug they found on him was Truvada, and I've been in the pharmaceutical industry where once I seen that, I didn't have to look it up. I know exactly what Truvada is. It's an HIV medication that costs a lot of money. I've sold that many times in my day, made a lot of money. And yeah, Justin Timberlake is hey, get your shit figured out too, bro. You're not young enough to make that excuse anymore. You know what I mean? You're past that phase. Figure it out. You got a good wife, Jessica Biel. Like, come on, bro. Jessica Biel.
Yeah, Timberlake is
Bill-
funny, bro. Timberlake is funny
Sim-
for that.
Similar to that, Bill Belichick dating a 24-year-old.
Weird. Weird.
What do they talk about? What do you think? What do you
That,
what
see,
do you
that's
think
all.
they-
That's
they-
why I'm not saying shout out him because that's weird, bro.
What do
That's
you, what do you
look,
think?
That's not even
what do you
weird on
think
Bill
when they-
Belichick. That's weird on both parties. To be honest, because why are you 20? I get why she's doing it and whatnot, but I mean, did she think that Bill's gonna die soon and he's gonna like leave all his money to her? No, I think Bill's a lot smarter than that.
No, of course. And he's smart. I think he's thinking long term, and he has all his ducks in a row.
I
Because he's
think
not
so.
somebody that's like,
Yeah,
But
Bill
man.
doesn't seem like a Ryan Garcia type of guy to me.
but good for him. You know, he got out of
Good
a
for him.
long-term relationship. You know, he has kids with somebody back in the day, and you know, he's just living life. But
How
what
would
do
we
they
feel
talk
if it was a 74-year-old woman with a 26-year-old dude?
That's what I always bring up. I always bring
How-
up
how would we feel
when it's
about that?
reversed.
As a
Right, when
society,
it's
not
reversed.
just us two, but like
when it's reversed like that, it's a big deal. Like now we look at it like,
It's
oh,
different.
girl, go get. It's like, girl, go get your bag. Oh man, go get that girl. That go live life. But if the roles were reversed, we're like, oh no, this is terrible. Or if the ages were, yeah, it's funny. Hell,
Because all right, so would you be able to have sex with a woman that's 70 or older?
Physically, yes. Maybe emotionally, probably not. I know what I'm doing. They know what they're doing. Like, think about it. Really,
I would hope they know what they're doing.
If right now I'm 35,
70 plus though, bro.
If I'm 35 right now, hypothetically, and I'm in a relationship or whatever it is with a 65 and older, they should know what it is, and I should know what it is, and that's what it is, and that's just life. We're not pretending. I think that's the point. Is both sides are not pretending what they want or don't want. They probably have had that conversation. Hey, we know what this is. So that's why I'm saying shout out him, because it's like he knows what he wants. You're attracted to me for whatever reason. And she goes, all right, I know I'm attracted to you probably because you got, you can hook me up with a couple things. So shout out both sides. Both sides winning.
I hope it's fair. I hope they've had that conversation and gone over
Belichick, he's just cerebral.
Gone over things.
He's cerebral in everything he does in life. He knows it. He knows the deal. He's not, come on, he's not over here getting it caught up real quick in love or whatever. We have the Trump debate with Biden this Thursday. That'll be interesting. I'm trying to speed this up because we got about 10, 15 minutes left before puck drop. But we got Trump and Biden debate on this Thursday. That'll be interesting. That'll almost be like a conversation between Bill Belichick and a 24-year-old. Kind of. like with
similar. Whatever Justin Timberlake had in his system. Just give them
exactly.
that. Give both of them that.
Very good point. It'll be
Ryan Garcia should be the moderator.
At this point, America's so crazy where it's like Ryan Garcia is the moderator, Justin Timberlake providing the drugs, and then these two next presidents.
Man,
it's one or two. It's gonna be crazy. So we got Game 7 happening tonight, Monday, June 24th. But we have another Super Bowl or Game 7 this Thursday. That's gonna be on fire. It's going to be everything we set the tone for people voting, and everybody should vote, right or wrong. Sometimes you have to vote between two incompetent human beings, but you got to vote. You got to, you can vote for a third party, independent, whatever you got to do, but you got to vote. You got to show something. So sometimes not voting is giving the other side the vote. So just be aware. South Florida, I think the state of Florida, I think we all know who's going to win that easily. I don't even need to say it. That'll be an interesting conversation and back and forth on Thursday night. So looking forward to that. JJ Redick is the new Lakers head coach. What do you feel about that?
I feel like this was something that a certain player on the Lakers, I'm not going to say any names, had a lot to do. And we saw this coming.
Okay.
We saw this coming after they had a podcast together, because why is LeBron just going to make a podcast with JJ Redick? Like, that's just very. And he's got no coaching experience.
Which in the NBA today, that doesn't mean much, because there's a lot of coaches that have limited, if not any, like Aaron Boone for the New York Yankees. I know it's a different sport. That's the new way of hiring coaches, though. As long as you know about the game and have relationships with players, you will, and you're young, you can relate to them. And I think that's the new era. Back in the day, in the 90s and 2000s, it was more the old school coach, the totalitarian, like, hey, this is how I run it. and you got to listen to me. That day and age is done across sports. So I think now franchises are like, all right, we got to get a guy that knows not only the game, have played in the game, but also knows the players. And somebody like Aaron Boone, he's been successful with the Yankees, and he never had coaching. He went from ESPN to the Yankees. So similar. There's been countless. I could probably name a lot of coaches on across the board that it's just happening more and more. So JJ Redick, I respect. He's a dookie, which I'll never respect. But knowing about the game, I don't think there's another head coach that knows as much about the game than he does when it comes down to being young and strategy, gameplay, today's game, and kind of knowing the players, and that will have respect for him. So
Yeah,
I
no,
think it's a great hire.
He's definitely a great basketball mind. There's no denying that. And I think he'll work out. I just feel like the Lakers aren't where they need to be as a team with the players yet. They need to move that roster up a little bit.
Same old story with the Lakers, though. Everywhere LeBron goes, what do they have? No matter if they win or they don't win, they're always going to have a year and a half or 2 years to establish themselves. No LeBron James coach has lasted more than 2 or 3 years. There's probably one in there somewhere, but for the most part, over 20 years under LeBron James, no matter what he says.
Yeah, Mike Brown is still around. Mike Brown's still doing his thing. Mike Brown's still a great coach. Yeah, he's a head coach now with Sacramento.
Yeah. So that's one. But there's not many coaches that are gonna be a head coach of LeBron.
And Ty Lue's still doing his thing too. But I mean, Ty Lue I think he was rookie head coach of LeBron. I could be wrong, but I think he was. Yeah, it's just he gets there and you know who he is, man, and it's hard to when you have a talent like that and such a generational talent and such a legend, and a coach being young. What, him and JJ the same age? JJ might be younger than Bron.
Crazy, yeah.
So
I think so.
So I think they have a mutual understanding, especially since they had that pod, and there's a lot of stuff that went on behind the scenes that we didn't see and we don't know of how that went down. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be tough though. It's not gonna be easy because I don't think the Lakers are gonna be a crazy over 500 team. I don't think they're gonna be a top 4 team in the West.
Yeah. But I think they improve schematically, and I think that's what JJ brings to the table is, all right, even if they have the same team or a similar team, how do you make the best out of AD? It's not going to be focused around LeBron. LeBron obviously is the focal point of that team, but it's going to be like, how do we get the best out of AD? And I think that's what his focus will be. How do we get him to rise and be a top 5 player in the NBA?
That he should be.
That
we thought he was going to be, or every year, because he has those flashes and then he just gets hurt or some shit happens. So yeah, that's a good point. They need to get the most out of everyone else that they can besides Bron.
And then he can,
because what Bron's going to give you. What Bron's giving you.
He can relate to the role players. He can relate to the 3-point shooters, the role players, the guys off the bench. He could talk to them in a way where it's like, okay, I've been in your position and I know exactly what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So that's where I think, okay, the first thing is, how do you get Anthony Davis to become better? Obviously, health is always an issue with him, but when he's healthy, how do you raise him to top tier again? And then how do you get the other guys to perform at a certain level? And I think that's his probably first job is AD first. LeBron's going to do what he wants to do. And then I think the bench players or the guys that have roles, I think he's going to be able to coach him, because that's what JJ Redick was his entire NBA career, was a phenomenal role player, whether it was starter, first off the bench, or a top 7 player on his team. So I watched JJ Redick his entire career.
I just typed in Anthony Davis. I just typed in Anthony Davis to see how old he was, and one of the headlines is Anthony Davis, not LeBron James, was very involved in Lakers JJ Redick hire. So
Is he 29?
he's
28?
31. He's 31.
Okay.
80 just turned 31 in
Still
March.
got 3 more years. Still got 2 to 3 more years of
super young.
great quality. Yeah, great quality. And if he could be healthy and have a good, because Lakers are in win now for the next 2 years, and obviously
100%.
LeBron James is gonna dictate that. But let's start to wrap it up with other topics here. With the by the way, Ray with the sage, I had Bree sage the entire house today. We
Nice.
saged the entire home. So now we forgot about everything that happened for 6 games. We're locked into game 7. Brianna saged the entire house.
Talking about.
on record. Real quick, RIP Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Goat.
Shout out
93
Willie
years
Mays.
old. Amazing. As we got the,
Lived a good life.
Oh, yeah.
Lived a long life.
Great life. Like one of the game changing, as he's the Bill Russell of baseball, if I can relate it to somebody like that, where not to go into any detail, but man, change the game, was the say hey kid, and bro had his best year, then had to go fight in Korea for a couple of years. There's Dre. There you go.
There it is. You like 20 minutes late, famo. Yeah, where you been at, baby?
Dre. We've been waiting for you, Dre. So shout out
amazing player.
Willie Mays. Yankees got injuries. Now we're in the
Yankees
middle
got
of the
injuries.
season. We got Stanton out for 4 to 6 weeks. We got Rizzo out for 4 to 6 weeks. Now we're gonna get our young guys involved. So hey, welcome to the club. It's not gonna be easy, even though
Dominguez is out. You know,
Yeah,
Judge
we're gonna
missed a few
figure it out.
games. He's back
Guess what,
in,
though?
you know.
I seen a stat today or yesterday. Judge is on the same exact pace he's
Pace.
supposed to do as his
From last year.
2000 and
He got 5 more RBIs this year too.
So Judge,
I saw that.
as long as Judge and Soto is healthy, that's our offense, and that will make us go, and that's important. And then we got Garrett Cole coming back, so we'll be fine. Let's see. Copa America started. USA won yesterday. We're gonna get
Who'd they
another
play?
dub. They played Bolivia. Shout out Bolivia. I'm sure it's a great place. Never been there.
Yeah. Either.
Play Bolivia. They're gonna play. Let's see. They play Panama. Nope. Scratch that. They play. Wait. They play again soon. Yeah. They play Panama on Thursday. Venezuela won. Shout out Dre and his peoples. Venezuela won. Beat Ecuador. Venezuela plays Mexico. Venezuela.
Ooh, that's a good
big
game.
Venezuela team fan on Wednesday to beat Mexico. Let's go. Let's defeat Mexico. Let's get it going. And Copa America started. USA all the way. The Euros are started. UFC 303 this Saturday.
It's Saturday,
Obviously,
baby.
we have cancellation of the McGregor fight.
McGregor
But
Chandler.
good card. I'll be in Myrtle
Good
Beach
card.
for that. So take it away from there and just talk about it real quick.
Main event. Yuri Prohaska. Alex Poatan Pereira. That's all I really need to tell you. 2. Not 1, but 2. They fought last time. Pereira won by knockout. These dudes are just both warriors in their respective arts, and it's gonna be war. And if you know anything about UFC, or if you don't know anything about UFC, that's a fight you want to tune into. Don't worry about all the other ones, because I don't even know what the other fights are. I'm sure there's great fighters. I haven't really took a look at it. If I have time, hopefully David and I can do a live. We might do it Friday, maybe. You're here.
Yep.
Might be able to do that. Pre-thing
That'd be
before honestly on Saturday. But if you don't know much about UFC and you're looking to get into it, or you haven't watched UFC, I recommend just watch this fight, because it's gonna be war. But I don't really got much else besides that. It's 8:23.
Okay.
I got one last thing. I don't know if you have anything to wrap up, but
I
I
have
want to
one
play
last
something.
thing. Kendrick Lamar Amazon concert took over the internet all week. Fire. I watched a little bit of it, and Kendrick Lamar which I've always known as being the best rapper in today's game, has solidified himself, and I can't wait for his next album. Looking forward to it. Roberto Luongo got the crowd fired up for the Panthers. Kendrick Lamar, go watch that on Amazon Prime. Great concert, amazing. If you didn't see it, dude, he had the people buzzing. So shout out Kendrick Lamar. What do you got to end it on 128 as we get started with this game 7?
The silver trophy to the
Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Man, fuck Edmonton. Y'all don't even know where Edmonton is. Show me a map. I can't point Edmonton.
Completely different year, a different.
If you live in Florida, if you live in America, and you're rooting for a team in fucking Canada, you're a fucking communist. We're not fucking with you. We're not fucking with you. Justin Trudeau.
Game 7, facing off.
Let's go, baby.
Right now.
Need a
Game
dub.
7.
Need a dub.
Elvis Escobar, Fort South.
Let's go.
You know, it's nothing better than playing
One of the biggest nights in South Florida history.
Not done yet.
Let's have a night.
Not done yet.
Peace. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you.
Let's go. Let's go. Need that cup, baby. Hoist that.